Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. This is not your first time. Thank you for coming back. So guys, oh my goodness. I asked what this reading was going to be about. And what I heard is your tribe is coming, no longer alone. What? Your tribe is coming, no longer alone. So it's seeming like the support that you've been wanting, the support that you've been needing, craving, waiting so painfully long for, is coming, boo. It's coming. It's about to be time. Time for what? I don't know. But that felt good. It's about to be time, right? It's about to be time for, I don't know, change, healing, support. It's like so many different potentialities here. Your tribe is coming, no longer alone. I'm going to claim this right off the bat because, I want that. I want that. I want to have, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. I haven't been able to say that in quite a few years. I haven't felt that in quite a few years. This desire to have some, I guess you could say, work-based camaraderie, having associates with integrity, compassion. That's interesting. That's interesting. I was not expecting that to come out of my mouth. And it did. And I think the fact that it did is highly indicative of the degree of healing that's been taking place. As you focus on your healing, you don't always realize just how much you are healing because you're so focused on being zoomed in, being very, very, very much in the process, right? And you don't realize the way the process is progressing until you get these moments where the truth of what you want, the truth of what you need, but maybe you're afraid to admit this to yourself. Maybe you're hesitant. Maybe you're not afraid. Maybe you're hesitant because of what you've experienced. Ooh, your tribe is coming, no longer alone. No longer alone. It's this thing of you being able to function in the way you're designed to, you being able to move more easily, to kind of have less resistance. That's powerful. I'm absolutely claiming this reading before I even see what any of the cards are going to tell us. I'm open. I'm absolutely open to receiving confirmation of the ways in which life itself is going to support me and encourage me through whatever process I'm in. I'm assuming I'm in a process. And I would love for all of you to take a moment to decide, do you have the courage to claim this without knowing where this is going? And I think that's a massive exercise in us learning how to trust ourselves, right? Being able to claim ownership of something before you even know what it is. I think for many of us, myself included, there will be times where, like, well, tell me first before I agree. Tell me first. Something pops in my head. This thing of the very few people that I consider, a personal friend, if they were to ever ask me like, "Hey, can you do me a huge favor?" And there it's single digit numbers of people, right? There's not a lot of people that have that title in my life. And it's this thing of, yes, of course. What do you need? Right? Yes, of course. Of course. Now, how could I say that so easily, not be nervous? Well, because these are people that I trust. These are people who I know will always take care of my heart. These are people who I know will never take advantage of me. That should they ever need a favor, it's something that's absolutely needed. And it took a lot for them to even allow me to know that there's something wrong, because they know I'm busy. They know that I have a lot of things on my shoulders already. And the fact that these people who I love and I trust so deeply are like, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" Of course. That's not even something to question. Of course, I will do whatever for you, right? When was the last time we were able to do that for ourselves, though? Right? Not who of us have a core, you know, number of people that we can trust in that way. Um, it's the real question is, um, are you able to do that for yourself, where you can trust yourself? Your tribe is coming. You're no longer alone. In order for this tribe to really be able to enter, you're still going to have to use discernment first and foremost. But in order for your tribe to really be able to enter, you're going to have to be able to trust yourself to discern who's the real deal and who's not. That's a hard process. Let's see where this reading is going to take us. Mm-hmm. All right. I think a lot of our fear stems from the fact that we've struggled with boundaries. That's, you're not alone on that. Okay. Many of us have struggled with boundaries, and this struggle with boundaries have created a lack of balance in our lives. Totally understandable, totally common, totally normal part of a process for many of us. Doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean you're messing up. It doesn't necessarily mean anything bad. It's just a part of your process. I think the ways in which we view the process that we're in, or the part of the process that we're in, I think it's what causes a lot of hesitation and further amplifies our distrust in ourselves. That has to be adjusted. That has to be adjusted. You need to heal your relationship with yourself. Even if your tribe arrives, if you are not healing yourself, not completely healed, I'm saying if you are not allowing the healing to take place, you will not be able to recognize the people who are there genuinely. As someone who has massive reservations when it comes to developing connections with others, that's something I greatly struggle with personally. Um, Gosh, I look back at some of the connections that I've made, and it's like, I wish I had trusted you and let you in sooner. But at the same time, I recognize I would not be able to have this unshakable faith and knowing in the connections that I have had I just skipped the process of reassuring myself, being reassured by their chosen actions, by simply witnessing my tribe as each person arrived, witnessing them, right? Witnessing them and allowing myself to see, like, okay, I did not have to be so freaking paranoid. Yeah, I have some I have some struggles with that, but at no point was I rushed by any of these people. No point was I made to feel badly, made to feel ashamed. Um, at no point. At no point. Like my slow process was so respected and it was just accepted. And that that was one of the things where it's like, okay, okay, there's nothing for me to be afraid of here. At no point have you shown me that, you know, I need to hurry up and trust you already so you could do whatever you're gonna do. Like, no, no. I can just flow with this. Um I don't have to fight it. I don't have to be waiting for the other shoe to drop, because really, when you're surrounded by people who walk barefoot to connect more deeply to their soil, where's the other shoe that's going to drop? Where's that going to be coming from? I love being surrounded by those who choose to be naked in their truth, just like me, who can be completely honest with me. They're not playing a character, they're not playing a game. That is my tribe. They're not trying to impress me, they're not trying too hard. They're just being themselves, because they see that they don't have to be anything else around me but who they are. That's a powerful experience. That's a very, very powerful experience. You are being positioned to experience something as powerful as that. And that's to give you an awareness of how powerful you are. When you are ready for your tribe to arrive, I think for some of us, we have agreed to learn certain things with specific members of our tribe. Um, Learning about trust, learning about timing, learning about alignment, right? Alignment. That's powerful. That's very, very powerful. I have had my fair share of misaligned connections, right? Just the last two that ended. It wasn't super recent either. The last two that ended, um, that was misaligned. One, I guess it was just time to part ways. Don't really know what happened. Just parted ways. The second, I absolutely know what happened. I'd known for quite some time that I had come to love and identify as a friend, a mask, a character. And that ended in the only way that it could have. Because part of the reason why I am so particular and takes so long to let someone in, when I let you in, that's probably for life. It's probably for life, right? These people, the tribe that's coming for you, to support you, to surround you with grace and compassion for yourself, to encourage you, to remember to be gentle with yourself. I think these are connections that are going to be long term. Long term. That's what they're intended to be. And so those types of connections, we have to allow it to mature in the way and the time that it needs to mature, right? Give me 1 second. Not today. I'm not willing to be irritated or triggered today. So you just yeah, I was joking. I was doing air scissors for those who are hearing the podcast. Those are some rusty scissors. For scissors to sound like that, like duck quacks, must be rusty. Rusty scissors to cut out musty people. Anyways, containment in reverse. This is not a process that you're going to be able to contain, meaning you're not going to be able to control it. You're not going to be able to be like, okay, this person has to stay on the outskirts. Like, this is going to progress. It's going to progress naturally. You're not necessarily going to be forced to connect, I think what's going to happen is you're going to experience event after event after event that kind of just encourages you and nudges you further and further down this path of connection. Alchemist. So the only thing that needs to be alchemically changed in this circumstance is the fear that you are feeling. This fear. I just got a notification. It says your requested support is here. I'm serious. I just got a notification. Your requested support is here. I wanted to make sure you got another chance to receive this assistance. This particular support provides a helping hand to folks no matter what difficulties they are facing. Confirmation. Confirmation and encouragement to allow this alchemical process. And this alchemical process is going to permanently change your level of confidence in yourself and your ability to discern, your ability to be present in your life, your ability to be open to what life is giving you, right? Clarity, mountain clarity. You're at the mountaintop. You're being given clarity. I don't know if you guys have ever been on top of a mountain, but the air be crisp. Depending on how high it is, of course, the air is crispy. The air is crispy. It is. It is. It is. Um, yeah. Yeah. I'm just being reminded of a few years back, I went to Peru with a travel buddy. And one of the places we had planned on visiting was Rainbow Mountain. But it turned out as soon as I landed in Cusco, I am very sensitive to altitude, despite living on mountains for how many years already. I'm very sensitive to altitude. So I got altitude sickness. And we went to go visit this mountain on like our second to last day. So it was so high that I was gasping for air by the time we got to the top in a car. And it's kind of this thing of like, I needed to do what was best for me. And the people who are healthy for you, they will support that. My travel buddy was not sensitive to altitude. She was perfectly fine with it. And so her and our private tour guide went and they hiked like the quarter mile or however far it is to get to the very top from the parking lot. And I had to stay in the car. Tour guide, lovely, lovely young man. The tour guide like couldn't quite understand why I was so sensitive. And he told me that I would be fine. And he gave me a bottle of agua de Florida, Florida water. For those who are not aware of what Florida water is, it's like a cleansing water. It's scented. And he told me that I would cure um myself and be perfectly fine. He had no oxygen. I'd be perfectly fine if it had to be three spritzes in my hand, rub it together, clap 3 times and breathe it in. It didn't work. It didn't work. But here's the thing. Um, my my travel buddy, my travel partner, um, she understood. She understood. And she didn't make me feel badly that I couldn't. And I was just like, just go. We already paid for it. Just go. I'm gonna stay in the car and I'm gonna breathe. I'm gonna breathe. And here's the thing. Sometimes when when our loyalty to people is deep because of the bonds we're forging, we will endanger ourselves just to not disappoint them. And I tried. They had left, and I was in the car, and I was like, okay, I'm reclined. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Let me not be dramatic. This is like our second to last day here. Let me not miss out on this. I don't want her all by herself over there. And I'm going to get out of the car, and I'm going to surprise them at the top of that mountain. And I got out of the car, and I was hyping myself up, only to almost pass out all by myself in that parking lot as soon as I got out of the car and slammed the door shut. I did consider breaking into I'm not even joking. I considered breaking into the 12 passenger van that was near us. That was another tour group, and I saw they had oxygen in their car. I considered it, but I was like, you'll die. You won't make it to that car. So I just got back in the car. And it's like, why did I even do that? Why did I even do that? Because that's who I am. That is how I am. That even if it's going to be hurtful or harmful to me, I don't want to disappoint the people I care about. That is not okay. This tribe that is coming will not ask you to do that. It will not ask you to endanger yourself, to make yourself unstable in any way, shape, or form. This is important to know because your discernment, it needs to include this fact. Your tribe will never put you in a position of detriment or even potential detriment. So I'm laying in the car. At that point, I needed to lay completely flat. The whole world was like it was a pinpoint that I could see. Everything else was black. I was very close to passing out. My fingertips turned purpley blue. It was a beautiful shade of cyanotic. I was becoming cyanotic. I looked in the mirror. My lips were purpley blue. And I was like, okay, Florida water. I don't know if I should drink it or what, but Florida water, more Florida water. And so that's what I did. And they came back after a few minutes. And she's like, you okay? She gets in the car. She's basically like, you okay? Like all the blue stuff kind of disappeared already. I was just pale left at that point. And I was like, yeah, no, I tried to get out of the car and go over to you guys. And she was like, oh my God, you should have just stayed in the car. I got you something. So she found a black heart-shaped rock, a little tiny one. I have a thing with black hearts. And she was like, look, they had black hearts everywhere. Felt like you were there with me. And I was like, oh. And so that's how I knew that however long I'm going to spend with this person as part of my life, I don't have to worry about them being intentionally hurtful or harmful to me. That they would be protective of me, just as I don't want to disappoint them. They don't want to disappoint me. And that's healthy. It's reciprocated. It's reciprocated. And you know what the crazy thing, we shared this in a live stream once. I didn't know why. I had never met her in person. I didn't really know her that long, but I was like, hey, you want to go to Peru with me? And she's like, yes. And I was like, cool. Will you be available this date? And she was like, yes. And so we went. We talked about it afterwards. That was the first time we were meeting. We didn't really know each other. And it was this thing of we had to be in Peru together. We didn't know why until we arrived. And we came to this conclusion separately. We were siblings during the lifetime we both lived in Peru. We were siblings. And we both came to the same conclusion separately. We started talking about it towards the end of our trip. That we were siblings who had been pitted against each other. And we had tremendous love for each other, but because of the circumstance, it ended badly. for many, many people. It ended badly. And it was this thing of just being given the opportunity to repair. What happened then? To be in a space of camaraderie and pure love in the very place we lived together last. It was amazing. We've since lost touch, and that's okay. Sometimes the people in your tribe, the people that are meant to be your tribe, are not meant to walk with you the entire journey. There's no bitterness in my heart about it. None. No bitterness in my heart. We walked together for as long as we needed to, and then our paths diverged. Your tribe is coming. It's not just one person. It is not just one person. It is quite a few. Some will stay with you long term. Some will only be for a short period, maybe a season, maybe two, maybe a year, maybe a couple years. You don't know. Be fully present regardless. Be fully present regardless. Fiery bushfires. I think for some of us, this is an indication that you're going to have a trial by fire. Okay. There's going to be an inferno, and this inferno is what's going to get your tribe to come out of the hiding. They're going to come out of this space of hiding. And they weren't intentionally hiding from you. They were being hidden in plain sight. And whatever hardship that you're about to face, may it not be a long one, first and foremost. May it be short. Whatever hardship you're about to face, whatever invitation to rise above the circumstance your soul is going to give you, it's going to be the very thing that's going to bring your tribe to you. Ooh. I came across someone yesterday while I was live on TikTok. I don't know. Their energy just really drew me in. As soon as I saw that, I don't know if they like shared it or they just quickly followed me. And I was like scrolling for a bit, trying to find the name. I didn't see what the name was right away. I was just like, ooh, 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 I like your energy. Ooh. And I was scrolling for a while and I finally found their name. And I did a reading for them or a scan. And it was very interesting. It was very, very interesting because immediately I found that they were heavily protected. And I was like poking jokes at their guardians because that's how I am. And then as the scanning is continuing, I'm finding out that people are intending to be purposefully malicious and malignant. And it really triggered something in me because I know what that feels like to simply want to help and to have people so hell bent on trying to destroy. And I was just like, girl, I don't know who you are, but let me know. No, it was just like, you're very protected, but you're being too nice. And there was definitely a sense of like, I'm willing to help in whatever way I can help. I know you have your own gifts. I know you're heavily protected. But it's just this thing of if even you just need to know there's another human that really wants nothing from you but to be like, I got your back, boo. I'm well versed in aggression. I got your back. Then by all means, if it resonates, let me know. And that's just that. Like, I don't want anything in return. It's just, you have something important you need to do in this life, and no one should interfere with that. Right? So definitely, and I had no idea who they were. Everyone went bonkers in the comments. So I was like, what is this? What is this? I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Yeah, it's a very joyful thing to finally hear the music of your tribe, to be surrounded by the energy of it, to hear their heart song as they approach. They're approaching. Have you been feeling different lately? And you don't quite know why. Feeling different in a way you can't describe, but it's not a bad thing. It doesn't feel like you're waiting for something bad to happen. Even if you're being made aware that there are going to be some struggles and some um weird things, you don't feel too concerned. You're just like, all right, I'll keep an eye out. Excuse me. And that's probably because you're aware to some degree. You hear the song of your people wafting through the air. There is motion. You're being guided to keep moving, to keep flowing. Don't close the windows or the doors. Allow the air to clear out the space. Allow that fresh air in. Allow the winds of change. Allow. Your tribe is trying to find you. Ooh, power, volcanoes. So for me, this is a secondary confirmation that there might be some type of tumultuous thing that occurs. But does she look worried? Does she look like she's afraid of the destruction? Everybody wants to be a phoenix, but most people are afraid to burn. Not me. Not me. Not at all. Not at all. The beauty of the phoenix, the truth in that phoenix power is the lack of attachment to any given outcome or any given thing. It is simply a knowing that whatever remains is what is meant for me. And what doesn't, thank you for clearing the space for whatever is. I no longer have any fear of how things will turn out, because I know no matter how things turn out, whether I'm upset or happy, satisfied, disappointed, irritated, it's just going to be what it is, which is what? Whatever I need in that moment. And I'm open to seeing who is there with me, who is there with me as I go through the things I need to go through to burn away the fear, the doubt, the hesitation, right? I know there will be quite a few that are there with me through every single part of my process. There are quite a few of you that I feel so deeply that we are to walk this path together. That doesn't obligate anyone, though. It just doesn't. It doesn't obligate anyone. You are free to roam. You are free to roam, right? Because tribe is not about ownership. Tribe is about resonance. Resonance. Alchemy and magic. So once you get to that point where you're beginning to understand that you are the solid foundation from which magical things are to erupt from. Oh, that's what this volcano is. It's going to erupt from you. You're at the epicenter. You're at the epicenter. Oh, and then this, number 22. You're always goofing off, sexy Jesus. You okay, by the way? You're in my thoughts earlier. And happy birthday, Crispy. I was trying to just have this be a complete recording for a podcast. I can't maintain it anymore. I can't. Happy birthday, Crispy. Happy birthday, Crispy. I've been fighting with myself for the past, I don't even know how many minutes. Like, focus on the reading, focus on the reading. And in my head the whole time, I'm like, happy birthday, Crispy. So this right here, wild horses. I got to read something to you guys. I got to read this. I love this song. Let me find it. Wild Horses. Mm, hello. Okay. Let me go ahead and find the lyrics. Where's the lyrics? Hold on, guys. Let me find it on my laptop. Um, Bishop Briggs, Wild Horses. Okay. You hold me down in the best way. No quarter from these chains that I've slept on my heart for a feeling. Why can't I let my demons out? Right. It's it takes on a different meaning. It absolutely takes on a different meaning. Um, you call my truth in the worst way through the dirty lands of a broken smile. And I swear I'm not a pretender. Sometimes it's love who's the baby's cry. It's this thing of like not being able to be open, but knowing that you need to be, knowing that you are running with the other wild horses. You are free to roam the landscape of your thoughts, emotions, and life. That your tribe is just like you, has your stamina, can keep going just like you. You have to allow yourself to keep going. You have to allow yourself to begin understanding you're going to be okay. You are going to be okay. These are not people you have to be afraid of. Yes, take the time to go ahead and observe, right? Because we're not trying to just blindly trust. We have to take the time to observe, um, to reassure ourselves that this is real, this connection is real. Be careful of people who are trying to form connections with you because, no, we've had a past life together. I don't care. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't. Um, I've had quite a few people that I've come across who have had a past life with me. And guess what? They unalived me in that life. They betrayed me in that life. They plotted for my assassination in that life. Not even joking. Yeah, no. I'm going to observe in the ways that I need to observe because I need to know what your intention with me in this life is, regardless of what happened in a previous life. Don't worry, Janet, we don't have that history. There was one person who got a past life reading on one of my public broadcasts, and yeah, no, you're forever on my caca list, person. I know you probably still watch. Obsessed. Um, yeah, no, that person in the reading, um, their reading went something along the lines of they took one of my children, abducted one of my children, and we were running through the forest. I was running after them with my, I guess, then spouse, running after this person, trying to get my child back. And in that memory, like they got beheaded. We caught up with them. They got beheaded. We took my child back. And they had the audacity to be like, I'm part of your trusted circle. Cuckoo, ka-choo-choo. Cuckoo, ka-choo. Yeah, no, boo, you're not. And the gaslighting that took place, the immediate message after the live, I know you. I know you're going to feel so badly. You don't have to feel badly. I don't feel badly at all. I'm like, you got what you got. Don't mess with my babies. You got what you got. Like, no, I don't feel bad. That was necessary. You don't take someone's child. But of course, they were still for a long time trying to convince me that they are part of the circle of trust. No, you're not. And to further illustrate how not in the circle of trust they are, uh, a couple of years back, they went ahead because they thought that I lived with my brother because I was taking care of him at the time. They waited in the house till like 3 a.m. for me to come home after being banned from all my platforms. Like, you are so not in the circle of trust. And now, uh-uh, uh-uh. Be careful, guys. Just because someone else is convinced that they are your tribe and the fact that they have to try and force you to resonate with that. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Oh, yep. Yep. They were in the house waiting, uncomfortably waiting for me to come home. And I'm like in a completely different state. Yeah, it's not funny at all. It's not. Um, your tribe won't do things like that. Your tribe won't try and force agreement, force alignment, force you to see them in a way that you don't naturally see them. They will not force anything. Use your discernment. Use your discernment. Okay? Use your discernment. Wildness, electricity, it's in reverse. So there are things that are happening that are causing you to lose your charge. There are things that are happening and have been happening to cause you to feel as though you need to step away from being the wild thing, the wild woman that you are. Don't remain wild and free. Remain yourself. You know, my husband said something really beautiful earlier today. We were getting gas, and um, I was very giddy talking to him about one of my clients and how I love the whole family. I just do. I get all happy in sessions with them, and I love like being able to update and see how everything's going, and just have a deep affinity for the whole family. And then I was telling him how I was the client let me know that they watch me on YouTube and TikTok, and immediately I was like, I gotta start behaving. I'm gonna stop yelling at people. I gotta behave myself. I'll be better. I'll be good. Right? Because I mean, it's like I don't like to behave that way in front of people I very deeply respect, but at the same time, is like, is it just me wilding out? And my husband's kind of cracking up for a moment, and he goes, no, don't ever stop just being you. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's true. I can't not be me. I can't not be myself. And when I have to behave in that way, it's because I've determined that is the appropriate way for me to correct or address a circumstance to prevent it from becoming an even more ugly circumstance. Right? And it was basically a reassurance that the people who are my tribe, they won't see any of me as something that needs to be changed. They'll just see me as I am. And they'll know this is just who she is. This is how she is. That's what you deserve as well. And that is what your tribe will be. People who will see you as you are, and they'll be able to call you out on things that, maybe you need to address. But it's never this demand to change. It's the, hey, Your wounds are being expressed in this way. Can we help you to start tending to that wound? It's infected. We need to clear it out. We need to cleanse it, right? Oh, is this a threat? I'm like, I think Soul is about to start beating people because this guy's holding some type of, it's either like a baguette because I'm hungry. It might be a baguette. I'm not sure. Or it's a bat. I'll show you guys. Hold on. Vishnu, God preserver of the celestial realms, the life force within us is the same power that created the universe. There he goes. He's got a baguette and he's got a old fashioned donut. He's got a baguette and old fashioned donut, and then this dude has lady fingers. Oh my god, that's like yes to all of that. I would love all of that. It's been years since I've had lady fingers. Those are so good. So good. Okay. The life force within us is the same power that created the universe. There's a profoundness about you. And I think maybe you're not going to be willing to recognize it until you're surrounded by people who are just like you. Because for most empaths, especially the quantum divergent type, unfortunately, we tend to be the odd one out. We tend to be the black sheep. We tend to be the one that is made to feel like, we have to change ourselves in order to fit in order to properly assimilate and be accepted in an environment that makes us uncomfortable to begin with, right? You don't have to, though. And for many of us, it's dang near impossible for us to get to that point of realization that we don't have to change. We don't have to become anything outside of who we already are until we're in an environment that can not just accept us, but embraces us, celebrates us as we are, right? Like as we are. The brilliant mind of Ushnish Havijaya. That took a lot out of me. The goddess of long life. The path of the intellect can yield a long life. These are people who you're going to have an intellectual connection with, and it's going to yield a long life for your connection. Is that like some natural hookah? Look at that. It's like a flower based. It's a flower hookah. Look at that. I'm saying. You look like you're feeling good, girlfriend. Goddess of long life. I mean, it looked like you're feeling good. Look at her face. She's feeling very kosher. Very chill. It's that Indo in it. Okay. Card number 43, Padma Dakini, the Red Buddha family of the West. Replace greed by cultivating discrimination. It's now letting you know this is a confirmation. I'm suddenly super serious. Be careful of identifying a greedy person as someone in your tribe, unless you're greedy too, at which point game recognized game. Y'all go ahead and be a tribe. If you're not a greedy person, I'm sorry, members of your tribe will not have that type of detrimental character. I said what I said. That is a detrimental characteristic. Greed, uncontrolled, unbridled greed, that's detrimental. No, I'm good. I'm good off that. Yeah, nope, I'm good. Okay. When you see these types of characteristics, be careful. You're probably going to need to pause extra long. You're probably going to need to make sure that You don't allow yourself to get caught up in their charisma and charm. Okay. Also, be very careful about trauma bonding with someone. Every malignant person that I have had the displeasure of sharing experiences with, experiences created by them. Um, I forgot what I was going to say. And I take that as an indication that I just don't want to deal with rehashing stuff like that from my history. I'm just so done with that type of behavior, that type of character, that type of energy, that type of hullabaloo, that the thought of it was just pushed right out of my mind. Like, no, I'm good off that. I'm just good off that. Right. Card number 38, White Mahakala, God of prosperity and wealth. With others' wealth and happiness, yours will come to, or wish others wealth and happiness, yours will come too. And this is kind of the whole tribe thing, right? Where it's the antithesis of that greed. It's this thing of, I want to see you succeed. And in your success, my success will find its way home to me much easier. It's a recalibration. It's a resonance that's being created within your tribe. For those that have gotten the opportunity to familiarize themselves with me, my character, who I am as a person, my personality, all of those things, right? Have you noticed this odd little quirk that I have? It is an odd quirk. Most people aren't like this. I am to my core. Absolutely. I'm not even embarrassed. Some people think it's sweet and cute, and I'm just like, hey, it's serious. If you share good news with me, I feel so happy for you. Like, it's not a fake happiness. It's not like, oh, good for you. It's like, yes. I get so happy. Like, good. You deserve that. You earned that. You worked for it. Let's celebrate. I like to celebrate people. I like to celebrate with people. When good things happen for you, when good things happen to you, I just, I love it. It feels like it's happening for me too. And we need to celebrate this. It's a good thing. It's a happy thing. It's an amazing thing. And that's how your tribe will be. It won't be some type of frenemy who is faking their happiness that you are succeeding. But in reality, silently, they're jealous. No, it's not going to be any of that. It's going to be people who are so happy and so proud of the ways in which you are progressing through your journey, through your life, through every single part of every single thing that you're going through. You're progressing, you're making achievements, you're reaching milestones. And that is a good thing. That is a happy thing. Your tribe are the very people who will hurt when you hurt. And they're not interested in hurting, but they feel your pain. They feel your pain and they don't like that. Yesterday, I really got triggered at certain points of the live stream on TikTok because of the fact that first there was this person who I determined I could sense um specific bodily conditions, a physiological state that they were in that indicated they probably have lupus. And I'm aware that for many people, lupus is a byproduct of internalized trauma, right? So that really was like, it hurt my feelings a lot. For some things, I'm cold-hearted AF. For other things, it's hard to not feel some type of way knowing what someone else is going through. It's really hard. And so that was one of the things was just recognizing the journey this person has been on. And yeah, yeah. And the difficulty, the loneliness. And that was definitely difficult. Difficult for me to feel and be aware of. And then the second thing that really got to me and I ended up crying was just this thing of the topic of grief came up, and it was a thing of grieving the loss of potential. That when someone becomes so fixated on trying to ensure your failure, they are losing their own potentiality in exchange for an opportunity to try and destroy yours, something they don't have any authority over to begin with. So it's an unnecessary loss. And for the good people of the world, um, that type of loss is unacceptable. It's a painful thing because the gifts that they could have offered others, right? The ways in which they could have cultivated themselves and be a gift unto others, the way they see you as a gift unto others, and it's causing them to feel very envious, very jealous. And that really it re-triggered some of the things that I've personally experienced. And of course that kind of got me overwhelmed with emotions, and I ended up crying for a little bit. And there were those who are part of a newly forming community on TikTok, and they saw, I mean, I wasn't crying anymore at that point, but they saw that my nose was red, not super red, but just red, and that it looked like I had been crying. And there were quite a few who were like, "What happened? Did someone do something? Oh my gosh." And you could tell it was genuine concern. Like, no, we don't want her to be upset. We don't want her to be hurt. Right. So it's this thing of, when you are surrounded by tribe, um, your best interest, your peace, it's very much considered and protected. Have you been in an environment like that yet? Where when you're there, when you're around those specific people, you know that you're safe to experience your peace completely, wholeheartedly, that these people are a living sanctuary for your tattered heart, your exhausted soul. This is a huge gift you're being given by your soul, a gift to connect with like-minded, like-hearted people, people just like you who have no interest in the ways in which they can benefit from you. They're simply interested in you being safe, feeling safe, being surrounded in love and appreciation. Protector from the serpent race, raise your eyes to a bird in flight to connect to the divine. And I think for many of us, the reason we don't see our tribe on the way to us, traveling towards us, is because we've been so defeated by life that we've just been staring at the ground the whole time. We haven't allowed ourselves to look up and see what is coming, what is already being delivered to us. Look up every once in a while, right? Look up every once in a while. Ooh, heads up. There's a notification that just came in. Heads up, vital resources are up for grabs. I wanted to make sure you got this. We would hate it if you missed out on this opportunity. It's time for you to know that assistance is available. It's time to jump on the bandwagon. You don't have to keep hiking anymore. Your tribe comes equipped with a wagon. It's going to be a. Would you guys ever want to join me on like um one of those wilderness treks where you go out into the wilderness with a couple cowboy guides and you guys ride horses across a long distance for like a week and you help them um, wrangle, I don't know, like wild horses or cows or something where you're dry camping the whole time, no electric, no nothing. Like, I want to do that sometime. Just, you know, ride a horse. Ride a horse across the state and just like safely bring these baby cows home. I would love to do that. You know what I'm saying? I would love to do that. I'm sure if my husband is watching this and hearing me, he's cringing like, "Gah, you still come with me if I ask you to." You would still come with me if I asked you to. I know my kids would absolutely be like, no, hard pass. Stay home. No, I'm joking. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Go Big Island. You know, my husband and I we were talking about Big Island earlier today. He's like, nobody wants to live on Big Island because it's inconvenient for them. Everybody want to live on Oahu. And I was just like, aren't you from Oahu? You go Big Island. No, I didn't say that. But yeah, that's funny. Um, hmm. Let's see what the rest of the cards say. Ooh, okay. Hmm. Something needs to be alchemically changed. See, alchemy, right? Your palm is all burning. It's burning. It's hot. It's charging up. It's charging up because there's a potentiality that's gone in reverse. It's upside down. That needs to be corrected, right? That needs to be corrected. And you are going to correct that. You're going to correct that because it has to do with the arrival of your tribe. It's something that needs to be changed and probably has to do with the way you see this process, um, your fear of the unknown, your fear of connection, that type of thing. It cannot be formed without your compliance. This opportunity cannot be formed without your compliance. The formation is upside down, right? It's absolutely upside down. Horses are amazing, but you got to prep for that. Yeah, no, you need to have some type of like survival skills. You need to be able to start a fire. You need to be able to cook on open fire. You need to know quite a few different things. Because I'm talking about long distance. I'm talking about like really work. It's not a vacation. I'm talking about working, right? I think I could do it. I think I could. Um, my family and I, when we go camping, we not bougie camping. We dry camping, meaning you bring the water in with you. You take the water out with you. There's yeah. There's no electric, there's no nothing, no running water, no toilet. You got a 5-gallon bucket with a toilet seat attachment and some garbage bags. Figure it out. Yeah. Um, yeah, that too. Riding will make you sore all over if you haven't ridden in a while. Good thing I'd be practicing on the incline bench at the gym I've been working my inner thighs. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking about that earlier today at the gym. I was doing inverted sit-ups. And when I was done with my set, I was sitting like it was a horse with, using my inner thighs to grip, heels down, inner thighs gripping. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Every time I use that bench, I do that. Okay, heat. Oh. Uh-huh. For some of you, some of these tribe members, for some of you, one of the tribe members got the hots for you. One of the tribe members that you're going to come across, and this is a very specific message. I don't know who it's for. It's not for everybody. Okay. Um, just store it away somewhere safe in the back of your head. Just store it away. Live your life. If it happens to apply to you, you'll know. If it doesn't, I mean, I say a lot of things that don't apply to everyone. But for some of you, there's going to be a tribe member that approaches that is romantically interested in you. And that is all I will say about that. Hopefully you are single and available to mingle. And if not, they're just going to have to be fine with pining away for you forever. I don't know. I'm old school. I'm not about that life. I'm just not. I'm old school. I'm very, very old school. I'm very much into monogamy, long-term monogamy. And for those who don't know, I'm so into long-term monogamy. I've been married to my husband for 25 years. 25 years. Okay. Hashtag 1, 2, and 3. Hashtag 1, 2, and 3. Whichever hashtag, whatever number you're drawn to, I'm going to be pulling 3 cards. And these cards that I pull for hashtag 1, 2, and 3, it's kind of like a little mini reading. So let your soul guide you. This is an exercise in trusting your soul to provide you the messages that you need. All right. Hashtag 1, 2, and 3. Janet, you laughing now. You don't be knowing the story, girl. Miss, there's someone that needs to come forward, but you don't want to. No, I don't. I'm over it. I'm over trying to help and save people who are not interested in being helped. They're interested in ownership. Let's get this party started. Right? Okay, we're doing hashtag 1, right? Hashtag 1 first. By the way, guys, before I begin, I totally forgot to mention, I have the Black Magic Revocation Workshop that's coming up, I think, in 2 weeks. This is a very potent workshop where I teach you how to negate people's malignant magical attempts that are directed at you, not necessarily by doing magical stuff. Instead, I'm teaching you something more potent, utilizing techniques from aura spectra bioregenesis. This is a system that I teach. I know how to negate black magic at the root, at the very, very root. If that's something that you're interested in learning about, just to keep yourself, your family safe, go click on there and let's get started. Yes, Janet says, my cards be telling the truth, calling everyone out. Lesson learned. I will purchase readings as gifts for people. As gifts for people instead. No, I'm joking. You're very accurate. You're a very good reader. Very, very accurate. La, 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 la. Janet is accurate. Go buy a reading. For the Black Magic Revocation, I think on the 16th. I'm not sure, though. It should say it on the website. Yes. Thank you, Anshel. It's on the 16th. Okay. Card number 15 for those who did hashtag 1. Gemini, I think. No one is free. Even the birds are chained to the sky. Ooh. This is telling me that you need to liberate yourself from your own ethos, that mindset, that school of thought that you've been chained to, that very school of thought that has caused you to become super duper imprisoned by your expectations, your fears, your insecurities, all of those things. Communication is key. Be versatile and quick at this time. You must also be mindful because people are talking. Gemini is a charming sign full of whimsy and fun. Y'all are my favorites. You know that? It's ruled by the planet Mercury, named after the Roman god of wit and winged thought. Geminis are chatty and their minds are act like quicksilver. I will share. I cannot keep up with the way Geminis want to just keep talking. I go silent. I'm just like, do you, boo? It's just, I'm listening. My throat hurts. I can't keep talking. I can't. But I'm not going to ask you to stop. Just keep talking. Go right on. I love the way a Gemini's mind works. You go right on. My husband's a Gemini. He goes, "Are you listening?" I'm like, "You've been talking for how long, sir?" I cannot keep up. I can't keep up. I like to sit in silence. But you go right ahead. Keep talking. I'm listening. I'm listening. Okay. Geminis prefer to do things fast, not because they're boisterous, but because they become bored with anything tedious and not immediately fun. Words are everything to a Gemini. They adore books, but hardly ever read them entirely. Okay. What's most important to a Gemini is an exchange of ideas and communication. So this, back and forth, right? Where they share, you share. They share, you share. I know my husband be like, he needs me to respond. That's why I can't. I can't just say, mm-hmm. It's too much for my brain. It's too much. So this is something where you're going to have to exchange ideas. You're going to need to allow yourself to communicate and exchange ideas, right? Geminis like to discuss ideas, but tend to be poor listeners. Did I tell you guys that I love Geminis? Shots fired, Gemini. Shots fired. Cover both your faces. This book, don't talk about my Gemmies that way. Okay. So y'all are poor listeners at times. At times. Depends on what else is in your chart. It depends. See, there you go. See this man right here? Say that again. Mm-hmm. And you know what his next line is? See, what had happened was, and then he's going to start telling me, I'm just having a Gemini thing. You're not even into astrology. One time I got so mad at him. I don't even know about what. And I was totally going to scold him. And then he said that. He's like, it's a Gemini thing. I said, you're not even into astrology. What are you talking about? And then luckily I have ADHD because then I forgot what I was mad about. And then I started cracking up like, mofo, I know you're not trying to use lies on me. It's an astrology thing. Just let me be a Gemini. Who are you? Because my husband's not into astrology or spirituality or any of that. But it was cute. So I forgot why I was mad. Thank God for my ADHD. Okay. Geminis are fascinated by their own thoughts rather than the ideas of others. As Geminis are curious about everything, they tend to be experts on a number of different topics. They also love stories and gossip. He be giving me the chisme. I'm saying, ooh, es muy caliente chisme. Ooh. Those intelligent minds should always be fed, whether with gossipy tales or the most philosophical pursuits. They like both. They usually have a small computer on their person to access social media and play games. For those that wanted to know more about my husband, there you go. This twin sign is one of the smartest in the entire zodiac. However, Geminis tend to be insecure in their views, so they change their opinions often. Geminis are not very patient, thus may not enjoy school that much, yet they thrive in studying something they are truly interested and invested in. So maybe this is calling everyone out who chose #1. You're a little too flighty in your learning process, is what I'm getting. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's more of, why are you forcing yourself to dive into a topic you're not fully invested in? Do things that set your heart on fire. Do not divide up your attention, your energy, and your resources meddling with things that, or not meddling. Well, sometimes Geminis do meddle, sometimes. Um, no, you guys don't meddle. You just like to gossip. You don't meddle. You don't insert yourself in things. I like that about Geminis. But you do have the tea, very hot tea at that. Um, I think what you need to do though is make sure that you're not wasting your time and energy on something that really you don't care if anything comes to fruition from it. If nothing happens, that's fine. No, you need to intentionally use your energy and your focus at this point. Everything that you give energy and focus to, attention to, it has to be only the things that you really want to make happen. That is how you live with intention. Okay. Geminis have a fickle and dual nature. They change their minds on a whim. What is true for them today may not be tomorrow. They get distracted easily and are highly nervous. A more appropriate word is flighty. Yes, you guys are flighty. I'm flighty too. So attention disorders can crop up. That's true. That's true. Okay. Leave the Geminis alone, book. Okay, let's see. When this card comes up, you may be the object of discussion or you may have to talk your way out of a sticky situation. My logic on this, remember, there's some inferno that's about to pop up. There's going to be an eruption and everything's going to burn. Everything's going to burn. All of the cockamaniacs people in your life who are wasting your time, wasting your energy, wasting your space, they're going to be burned away. Okay. So you may find yourself the object of discussion, or you may have to talk your way out of a sticky situation. My logic, let it all burn. Let it all burn. Let it all burn. Seriously. The people who are willing to listen to the cockamaniacs gossip that's being spread about you, spewed out of the mouth of snakes with forked tongues, y'all don't even have legs to stand on, okay? Snaky people. They just keep crawling on your belly, go somewhere else. Let the people who are interested in snakes and handling snakes, let them go with the snakes. Don't allow any of that in your life. Don't be afraid of what you lose, because all you're going to lose are the people who like to handle snakes. They like that. They like the forked tongue. They like the fakery, the foolery. That's not a loss to you. Anyone who chooses to believe any gossip about you without at least coming to you like, hey, is everything okay? I've been hearing things, and like, first, I want to check on you. Are you okay? Secondly, like, what's going on? Not like, oh, I heard this, and this about you. Is that true? You know what? Okay. Mm-hmm. Woo! The ratchet is coming out of me because that just pissed me off. Got to put on a rosary, keep Jesus in my mouth, in my heart, everything. Just stick you right there in between the bosoms, keep you right by the heart. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. I said I would behave today. Oh, yes, I am. Those people who just want to get more gossip from you so that they could go back to their source and gossip some more about you, they can gather up their little crystals. Yeah. And they can get all of their little tarot cards and all of their other spiritual things. And they can take their Reiki ass down the road before I kick them over there. They need to leave you alone, and you need to close the doors. Close those doors, lock them shut, lock them out. Not even joking. You can tell when someone is actually genuinely concerned. You can tell. I know you can tell. And you can also tell when someone simply wants to get more gossip from you. Mm-mm. When all they want to know are details, not how you've been. Is this negatively impacting you? How can I be supportive for you? Um, no, no, no. The less time, energy, and effort you spend on people who are not your tribe, the more time, energy, and effort, as well as space you will have for those who are your tribe, for the very people who are interested in your success, in your health, in your peace, in the preservation of that peace. Those people are worthy of you, not the people who just want more gossip. Ooh. I might be angry. I'm really mad. I'm really mad. I'm considering things. Mm. Both parents. Ooh. You know what? This is my logic, okay? This is my logic. Your parents will always be your parents, but sometimes the only thing that a parent was tasked to do for you on a soul level was to contribute to the creation of your physical manifestation, your body, and nothing else. Yeah. Yes. And we need to get the Hallmark channel out of our mind. We do. We do. We have to get this logic of we can force peace. Like we have to be a family. We are a family. And if it's a toxic family, it's going to be a family that I'm not part of because my peace is that important to me. And that's that. That's that. It's not like, "Oh, I'm gonna cut them out. I'm gonna disown them." It's like, you know, you are who you are. And if who you are is very detrimental for me, my mental health, I just need to accept that you are who you are. I've known you my entire life, and it's not my place to change you into who I say you should be. And if who you are is hurtful to me, we will still be family, but I will not be present physically or socially. It's okay. You be who you are. You contributed your part in my journey in the formation of my personality and my character. You made your contribution. Now it's time for me to explore myself and do everything that needs to be done so that I can blossom under the light of my own truth. Family can still be family. You don't have to disown anyone. But just because you don't disown family doesn't mean you have to force yourself to be present and fully immersed in an environment that absolutely wrecks who you are. That's just that. That is just that. And I know for many of you, you have given people chance after chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. At what point will you be honest with yourself about the ways in which you are lying to yourself? It is not love when you try and change someone. You let them be who they are. You let them be that without your presence, not to punish them, But because just like how they are important, their autonomy and their sovereignty is important, so is yours. So is yours. You let them be who they are, and you leave it at that. There's no need to remain angry. There isn't. There's no need. I have relatives who I know that I will never be in the same space with again. Not in this life. I won't. Why? Isn't that holding a grudge? No, it's not holding a grudge. It's called being a responsible and loving parent to my own children. They don't need to be exposed to what I was exposed to consistently. I learned from that, and I will not repeat that. Not because I think I'm better. It's because I learned to do better. Not because I was taught to, but because I did what I needed to do to look myself in the eyes and understand I was made to feel specific ways. It affected me in specific ways. I don't want to continue cycles of whatever this is. And I understand now that's why I had to go through that. So that I could make other choices for myself. Family gives you everything you need. And that includes the hard lessons, the painful lessons. That includes the feeling of being alone in this world. That includes the opportunities to try and wreck you worse than a stranger ever would dare try. And all of that, I still recognize it for what it is. A promise that was made on a soul level to have an experience with me that would teach me something specific so that I could grow into the greatest potentiality that I choose to be. I am not the person that I am because someone chose to try and traumatize me. I am the person that I am because someone chose to traumatize me, and I chose to do this with the trauma I was given. I chose to heal. I chose to be stronger. I chose not to be a reflection of what was done to me. I am who I am because I chose who I would become. And that is the contribution of some family members. Some family members are gifted to you by creation to simply be something to push against. I live with so much satisfaction that everything I was told, every criticism that was pounded into my core as a child, not only did it not destroy me, it provided me with limitless amounts of fuel to continue rising in life. That's some badass shit. To have been told that I'm not going to be anything, that unless I allow myself to be subjugated, dominated in order to receive financial benefit, that I'll have a miserable life. Actually, quite the contrary. Quite the contrary. It gave me the freedom to blossom into who I am. And then it gave me the clarity to understand a healthy plant does not blossom only one time. I have many more blooms, and it will continue for the rest of my life. I'm at a point where I am unstoppable. My roots are established in healthy soil. I am provided everything I need to continue blossoming. in perpetuity. I could not reach this conclusion without the contribution of specific individuals. People who are biological family and people who at one point identified as family. It's always the people who were closest to me that tried to light the match to make me burn. Yes, their intention was to destroy me, destroy aspects of me, make me easier to handle. Little did they know, it was always God's intention to use their malignancy to ignite the sacred flame of an unstoppable phoenix. I don't know how many matches have been used at this point. Maybe more than an entire box. If I really let myself have a moment to think of it, pretty sure it's several boxes at this point. And the tears that are welling up, it's not because people have done this or that. It's because I finally am able to recognize how unfucking stoppable I actually am. It's not because I'm stubborn. It's because I'm powerful. Do not diminish the gravity of you. And I didn't realize until this moment how much I do that still. To dismiss my unstoppable nature as just me being stubborn. No. It's because I'm powerful. It is because I am the authority of my life. And until I decide not to get back up, I'm getting back up. And you can sit there and be like, people keep knocking me down. I'm sitting here like, man, all these personal trainers coming up telling me to do squats up and down, up and down. I'm just getting stronger and stronger. You want to add more plates? Go ahead. By all means, go ahead, baby boo. I got the form down now. I got my lifting belt on. I'm ready. I've spent an entire lifetime building the stamina to do this. That's how I know this is the year that I'm ready. Not just saying it, everything is aligned. Everything has aligned, and I'm ready on every single level, intellectually, emotionally, energetically. I am ready. For what? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Whatever soul says I'm ready for, I'm ready. It's happening. It's happening. You know, y'all are my community before my TikTok community, right? I've said that. I maintain that. So if I shared this yesterday on TikTok, I will share it with you guys here today because it's only appropriate. That I share with my YouTube family something that came through. I came across a video. First, I was having a discussion with Michaela over here. Michaela and higher self, and it was this thing of like this is the year where I'm supposed to really just allow everything to unfold. And it's going to be like a watershed year where all the things that I've held back, the dam is being destroyed, and everything will pour forth from that. And then I kind of don't want to believe it. It's hard to believe, and I don't want to believe it. And, one of those things, right? And I asked for confirmation and I didn't hear an answer. And so I was like, okay, going on TikTok, just scrolling. And I came across this video. And this girl is talking about Edgar Casey's predictions for 2024 and how he predicts at one point, let me find it. He predicts at one point something about medical stuff. Let me just. All right. Medical breakthrough that unifies the body, the mind. And as she's talking, I believe she's also talking about like the spirit. And that immediately I was like, but yeah. So I don't know if I'm tripping. It's still something where it's like, I don't really want to believe that. That has to be a coincidence. Well, here's the thing. The primary work that I'm supposed to do and make publicly visible on TikTok is my etheric medicine work. That's what I'm supposed to do. And here's the thing that I shared. So my system is called Kokoro 33. It's based in the applied biospiritual theories of aura spectra bioregenesis, something that I came into this life remembering. And that's my system. It's not taught to me. You can't find it online. How do I know this? Because I created that name as a scientific explanation of the system that I harness, aura spectra bioregenesis. I created that descriptor. The name of the system is Kokoro 33, and people don't know what Kokoro means. It is a very old Japanese word. Some of my most favorite lives were in Japan. It's a very old Japanese word, and it means the center point where the mind, the body, the heart, and the soul, they come together. It's a center point. And what Casey predicted was that there would be a medical breakthrough that unifies the mind, the body, and the soul. And I'm like, that's a coincidence. That's a coincidence. Is it? Is it? And a huge part of me is like, it's literally just me. It's like, there's nothing special about you, girlfriend. Like, you could do some woo woo stuff. Yes. So just do the woo woo stuff and help people. Like, that's weird to think that Edgar Casey, of all people, is making predictions about your work. Like, come on now. Seriously, come on now. And that's where the tribe comes in. Your tribe is coming. My tribe is here. That's where the tribe comes in. For certain situations that you cannot fathom how you could ever be special enough to that, for that to actually be accurate and apply to you. That's where your tribe comes in and is like, yeah, no, I don't think you're tripping. I don't think you're tripping. I think for many of us, you're going to go through situations that will make you feel that way. I know quite a few people who've already been starting to feel that. Specifically for those who chose #1, you're going to need the support of your tribe to wrap your head around the greatness that you are cultivating inside you. You're going to need the people who you know are honest with you. You're going to need their words to help you process the gravity of you. I was told to look down at the book, and it says, the bottom line with this Gemini card is this: words are important now, so use them wisely. Words will be imperative regarding the outcome. Communication is key with Gemini. You may find yourself involved with new forms of technology that help spread your ideas to a wider audience. Such technology would include cameras, computers, tablets, and the next invention to come along. Writing may also figure in. You may find yourself either to be a skilled diplomat or asked to teach or give a speech. You might be required to multitask. You have to pay attention. You have to be mindful. You have to keep talking and speaking about yourself. Explanation, versatility, all of these things. These are the themes for those who chose #1. These are the themes that you're going to be working through during this period. Those who chose #2, let's see. Based on true events that just happened. We got another notification. #2. Oops, hold on. Ooh, it's card number 22 for #2. All right, let's see this. There we go. #2. Capricorn, I use time, the corrector, when our judgments err. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's time to focus on your objectives and not let up. Don't be wishy-washy during this period. For those who chose #2, do not be wishy-washy. Make a decision, stick to it, and pursue it all the way. Unless, of course, what you're thinking about is stalking someone or being malignant, knock it off immediately, right now. Don't be that kind of person. Don't be that kind of person. Now, if your objective has to do with your growth, your progression, learning how to be more of yourself, learning how to fulfill your purpose in a much easier, more efficient manner, don't let up. Keep going. Ruled by Saturn, the planet of hard luck, the sign of Capricorn is personified by the goat that climbs the steepest cliffs to gain worldly success. So whoever's going to try and trip you up, they trip and boo. You a Billy goat. You a Billy ass mountain goat. Okay? You're going to be okay. You tiny little cloven hooves, they're going to hug that ledge, that tiny little hairline ledge beautifully. Hold on. Let's see. I got to get you guys a visual. Yeah, that, exactly that. All of this. All of this. Yep. All of this. Okay. I'm going to show you guys. You need a visual. You need a visual, okay? This one's perfect. Es más perfecto. Look at this. Look at this. See that right there? That's you and your tribe, your soul kin, right? Y'all are standing on ledges. Ain't nobody tripping. Nobody's scared. And look at this. You know what? There's no ledges. That's fine. You are nimble AF, right? Look at that. Oh, little ass ledges. You're not tripping, boo. You're not tripping. Look at this. Look at this. You see all of this? Do any of them look like they're tripping? Nope, not at all. Not at all. That's you. That's you and your tribe. That's you and your tribe. Y'all are going to be perfectly fine. You're going to be perfectly fine. You are so sure-footed, and you never give yourself credit for this. You never acknowledge how you manage to make things happen every single time. It's because you commit to it. You go the distance for it. I'm telling you, Capricorn, That's Capricorn energy right there. That's Capricorn energy. Yes. Yes. Okay. There's no one more ambitious than a Capricorn. They really do want to take the world by the horns. There are more spiritual goats, of course, but the aim of most Capricorns is fundamentally practical in nature. With them, there are no careless wanderings into fairyland. This mountain goat looks for a physical niche, and through some glorious contact by which they can achieve, their aim is to come up in the world no matter what it takes. So let's be careful here. This is not talking about how you are willing to do anything and everything, including using people, including stomping all over everyone else and being dishonest and not having integrity. No, no, not from my community, not from people who are in my community. No, no, nope. That is not a sign to change who you are and start doing dishonorable things. Nope, not you, boo. Not you. No, not today, not ever. You are going to rise to the top because that is where you belong, and you will not stop climbing until you get there. You are climbing mountains, not people. You have integrity, and your integrity will remain intact because you are a good person. Capricorns are interested in what's solid, what can be seen, touched, or bought. Capricorns utilize their energies towards some concrete purpose rather than daydreams and the imagination. When Capricorns do indulge in dreams, they always dream big. Maybe you're not dreaming big. Maybe that big dream is your soul reminding you of the big purpose you are here to fulfill and will actually successfully do so. They are insanely ambitious and often good looking. Thank you. I'm just kidding. A little Capricorn joke. I wasn't expecting to joke around right there. Okay. Okay, good looking mountain goat. Okay. Capricorns appear mature early in life and then grow younger and younger looking with each passing year. Earlier today there was this lady who initiated a conversation with me at the gym, and what do you call it? She's asking me what was in here, and I was like, "Oh, it's pre-workout." She goes, "Oh, because I see everyone has their cups." And she's so sweet. And I was telling her, "Yeah, no, here, this is the brand of pre-workout that I use. This is the post-workout. So I take the pre-workout before, post-workout after." And then I start talking to her about like BCAAs and ECAAs and EAAs. And she's like, "Oh, with age, it's so hard to build muscle." And I'm telling her, like, when I was younger, um, it was easy for me to build muscle, but when I balanced my hormones after I got sick, um, it's actually even easier for me to build muscle now than before. And she goes, "Oh, but you're young." And I was like, and she's like, "When you get older, it's harder." And I said, "No, I think if you try these supplements, it'll help you." And she totally was like trying to insist that you're young. And I was like, "Yeah, when I was in my when I was much younger, yeah, it was easy, but I've never had this degree of muscle development at this rate. Like I showed you guys just yesterday, my quads just plat out, they exploded. And, like that's fast growth. You have to be able to eat enough protein to build it, but it's fast growth." And I was telling her, like, these supplements can help. She doesn't eat enough protein. And she's still insisting, like, because she's old. I'm like, "You're not." And then I was like, "I'm 45 and I haven't been able to build muscle this fast when I was younger. Like I wasn't able to." And she's like, "You're 45. We're the same age." I'm like, "So then you can do it." You can do it. Age is a gift. How you see your age is what determines the way your age is presented, how you will experience it. I don't know how old she thinks I am, but we the same age. And she doesn't she didn't think we were the same age. Why? Well, because she believes 45 is old. I'm like, I ain't even getting started yet, boo. I've just been warming up this whole time. What do you mean 45 is old? That's not old. That's not old. Whatever age you are, it doesn't matter. When you begin to recognize you've just been getting started this whole time, you still have an unpredetermined, an undetermined amount of time to really find your stride. And just really be present. Be present in what you're doing. Who cares how old you are? You have this preconceived notion of I should have done this, this, and this by now, and I haven't. And you stop. Okay, maybe you're like 30. You think 30 is old. You're just a baby. You're 35 is old. You're just a baby still. You're barely in your toddlerhood. Seriously. You haven't even fully lived yet. At 45, I'm realizing I didn't know shit at 30. I didn't. I didn't. And with every year that passes, I become more comfortable with accepting I really don't know how long I'm going to live. I don't. I could be here for like 300 years. If that's the case, like 45 is so super young. I mean, it's not even like it's barely making a dent in the number of years I'm going to be here. So let me just learn everything I need to learn, do everything I need to do, experience as much as possible because experience is the best teacher, and stop worrying about age. How does my body feel? Do I feel as healthy as I want to feel? It's not about your size. It's not about your shape. I mean, unless you're, trying to do a competition, yeah, it's absolutely about your size and your shape. Are you doing a competition? No? Okay. Why are you tripping about stuff that you don't need to trip about? Why? Well, because I'm old. According to whom? According to whom? You have to see yourself in the proper perspective. You have to see yourself in the proper perspective. Focus on what needs to be focused on and be fully present, really truly live. Stop worrying about things that you don't have to worry about. When Capricorn card turns up in a reading, it denotes a time of diligence and hard work. There is a gaining in status and reputation. Whatever you've toiled over and especially sacrificed for, you are ready for splendid results to be revealed. I claimed this reading earlier, right? I think I did. I think I did. I love it. I love it. Oh, stop. Someone's over there tripping about like you're getting wrinkles. Needle. Do needling. Needle the hell out of your face. Just needle it. Yeah. I mean, if that's something that you want to preserve, then do that. There's all these different things you could do. I wouldn't do injectables though, just because it messes with the lymphatic system. It just does. It's not a good thing. All right. Keep in mind this gain may be slow and systematic, but that you are heading towards something solid and lasting. Everything that that you're needing to work on right now, it's for long-term gain, long-term benefit. So it needs to be established properly. Family set freed. Is castor oil, does it cause orbital fat loss? Because I've been trying to figure out whether or not I want to risk trying it on my face again. It messed up my eyes before. But I'm saying, like, if it will help with moisturization, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But I don't want orbital fat loss because then it's gonna make me look more gaunt, you know? Mm, we'll have to see. But if you could point me in the direction of some information. I've been trying to look it up and haven't really found anything that's satisfactory for me. You're about to meet all the right people who will back you and your goals. Some may be in greater status than you, but they will show you the ropes or support you in some substantial way. By all means, do not lose them. Capricorn is a sign of drive and ambition. Therefore, you may feel more driven than usual. In essence, this card is saying to put childish things away and take responsibility. Go for what you want in a systematic way. Beware of looking back and staying in the shadows. It's time to unleash your talents upon the world. Do not let up. Go out on a limb. If your question is to do with romance or relationships, and these may take on more serious tones, matters should grow deeper and more committed. It could be that one partner is older, higher in social rank, or will be a guide or teacher to the other. It may also mean one is more serious than the other. Since Capricorn is a is a methodical earth sign, your outcome may progress gradually, unfolding at its own pace. Not if you have ADHD. Have you ever seen a goat with ADHD? It's still methodical, but it's absolutely accelerated. You won't be able to rush matters. Everything must happen in its own time, not yours. Career and your profession are also important, and you can expect to see changes there too. This card, uh-huh. Okay. You could be awaiting an outcome or judgment, so look to the surrounding cards to determine whether it will be a good one. You may also be waiting for the answer or resolution to something long overdue. With this card, you can be assured the answer will be just and fair, especially if you've worked hard and kept your nose to the grindstone. With this card, you will not be defeated. Ooh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. I'm claiming cards 1 and 2. Let's do hashtag 3. Hashtag 3. You can claim more than one card if you want. You can. You can claim more than one card if you want. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are in the sanctuary, we're going to be having our chat at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today in the sanctuary. That is an exclusive space set aside for our congregation members. We're going to be talking about some pretty intense things. Excuse me. If you'd like to be part of our congregation, we do have a recurring contribution, and that gives you access to our exclusive congregation space. It is not a membership, it is a recurring contribution, which categorically means if you're in the United States, it is a tax deduction. It is a donation to our church. It doesn't go to me, it goes straight to our church. It's processed by the church processors. So all of that is in line. And if you wanted to support the church work that I do and you just didn't quite know how to do it, recurring contribution, and it gives you access to our sacred sanctum space where we speak openly with each other, encourage, inspire, and just really beautiful, beautiful things. So if you'd like to join, be part of a conversation tonight, click on that QR code or the link in the comments. We typically talk Saturday mornings, but because I had a workshop last Saturday, we had to change it to tonight. All right, hashtag 3. Here we go. Card number 51. Oh, let me get the card number 51. All righty. Here we go. Hashtag 3. Mercury retrograde reinvention. Mishaps are like knives that either serve us or cut us as we grasp them by the blade or by the handle. Ooh. So those with hashtag 3, you are going to be the determining factor of whether you grasp the situation and cut yourself or you grasp it in a way where you can handle it much better. You got to finesse this. Whatever this is, you're going to need to finesse it. Okay. Let's see. Mercury retrograde is regarded as a time when things tend to go wrong. In actuality, it marks a 3.5 week period where any important actions should be postponed. I think this is indicating that you are pushing a little too much. Those who chose #3, slow it on down. Slow it on down. This is potentially indicating that you are trying to avoid the processing of your life. When you are constantly making yourself super busy and you're rushing, you're possibly trying to avoid processing whatever needs to be processed. Okay, let's see. Mercury is a counterpart of Hermes, the Greek Olympian god, the sly trickster, who is not only big on pranks but also false moves. He's a god of transitions, roads, and boundaries. Are you tricking yourself into believing something negative? Because I suddenly get that sense. For those who chose #3, be very careful of your thoughts and how you're convincing yourself about something that is erroneous, convincing yourself something is accurate when it is not, or not accurate when it is. It could work both ways, right? When this card comes up in a reading, back up all of your equipment and your computer, your cell phone numbers, address book, and anything to do with technology or mechanics. Okay. You'll want to carefully go over any contract you sign and check any email or letter you send. For those who chose #3, this includes soul contracts that you're about to enter into. For some of us, this is like a less intense type of soul contract. It's not a Paladorian contract. You contract with someone by allowing yourself to co-create a circumstance with them. If someone is trying to force interaction with you and you do not want to interact, be rude. Because people will tell you like, oh, you just respond. It's rude not to respond. No, absolutely not. Be rude. Be rude. Stop with the politically correctness. Stop with the niceties. Fake nice is not nice. It's fake. It's lying. So what should you do? Be honest with yourself. Do you want to communicate? No. Then don't communicate. They keep trying to force communication. Then you're going to probably have to let them know, like, hey, you're making me uncomfortable because I don't want to communicate with you. I don't know why you keep trying to force me to interact with you. It makes me question your integrity and your motives when you keep trying to force interaction. I am very sensitive to people's intentions and I'm questioning yours. Those types of words said without hesitation. Or they're going to be like, are you accusing me? No, I'm directly asking you a question. There is a reason I am feeling this way. There is a reason I'm being hesitant. And I'm needing you to give me the information as to why. Right? Be very direct. Yeah. Thank you for that, Blissful. Blissful says, I've definitely been giving myself more permissions to be direct or what I perceive as rude. I perceive being direct as rude because that's what I've been taught. The reality is this: I have Asperger's. I am on the autism spectrum. I am direct AF. It leaves no room for miscommunication, misunderstanding. Being direct leaves no room for any of that. And I think part of the reason people find it to be rude, to be very direct, is because they're forced to be honest. And if you don't want to be honest with me and it offends you that I'm requiring honesty, you don't belong in my life. And that's just that. You don't belong in my life. See, when people want to be able to have the opportunity to wiggle their way out of being held accountable about what they did, they don't like it when you're direct. They don't. They don't like it when you're direct. Why? Well, because then they can't side skirt the question. the topic, the issue. It has to be addressed head on. And in order for them to address it head on without getting caught up in the reality of how shady they are, is they have to lie. Now you've got them. Because if they lie to you, they know you're going to hold them accountable to that. They want to lie to you without having to lie to you. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I tell the people who are important to me, people who are in my life, yeah, no, as long as you're honest, I don't see why we can't work through things. The moment you start lying to me, I don't see how I could ever trust you again. But I didn't want to disappoint you. Let me be disappointed. That's my emotion for me to deal with. It is not for you to protect me from the big girl feelings that I'm having. Not only am I a big girl, I'm a grown ass woman. You cannot protect me from a misalignment between my expectations and the reality of who you are. But you can, however, give me the opportunity to choose whether or not it is worth the hardship I will face trying to wrap my mind around why we are misaligned and why I still want you in my life. Word to the wise. I can tell when people are being dishonest with me. Hell, I can tell when someone's hiding something. Shit, I can even tell when someone is considering hiding something. I often don't say anything though. Why? Because you deserve privacy. It doesn't mean I don't know though. And I'll let you keep on. I'll let you keep thinking I didn't know. It's not me playing a game. It's me honoring you being yourself. And you know what? Once I've had enough, I won't have any more tolerance for it and I'll just be gone. I won't explain. I won't do anything because you know who you are, just like I know who you are at this point. So if I ever disappear from your life, it's because you did something. And I will not explain to you because if you didn't care enough to figure it out, to cherish me the way I cherish you, I don't need to explain anything. People will be like, how will they learn? They will learn from my absence. How else would they learn? Because I'm not going to be there to explain it. And no, it's not me punishing someone. It's me understanding. It's time for me to accept how you actually are. I don't do people projects anymore. Those who picked #3, do you do people projects? Is that what this is about? Where you choose someone to save? Do you want me to tell you why you do that? Do you want to know? Because I can tell you directly. Or I can respect your decision to choose to find out on your own terms at your own time. It's all up to you. You want to know why? If you don't want to know why, you should probably mute me for a little bit. Because there are those who want to know why. You choose people projects based on who resonates with a part of you that needs your attention, the part of you that you refuse to pay attention to. Now that you have a person project, you're too busy to address yourself. You've found an intellectual excuse as to why you're going to ignore your own process. But you know what happens? Little did you know, the person you chose is a reflection of the very thing you need to heal within yourself. So you're still going through the process of applying what might work, understanding and observing what doesn't work. And when you're done with that person project, because it will end, typically people projects, they don't become long-term connections. That's just the nature of the project. right? All projects have a start and end date. So when that concludes, and it will, you'll have the first-hand experience of what you should try, because now you're going to have to try and heal yourself. At least that part of yourself that was externally projected as a person project. You're going to heal and grow no matter what. How you go about that process, it's completely up to you. It's not a punishment. It's not. Oh, I did so many people projects for so many years. Why? Because I was afraid to look at myself. Because I did something bad? No. Because I didn't want to see how fractured and broken I was. That's all. And every single person that was a people project for me, they showed me something about myself. I learned a lot, but I still had to face myself at some point so that I could see life did not break me down. No, it broke me open. It broke me open so that I could better shine, so that I could better be of the service that I was born to fulfill. And that's just that. His squat had a purpose. I just got a notification. His squat had a purpose. All the times you were knocked down and got back up, again, that wasn't punishment. That was a drill to prepare you to build your strength, to perfect your form, to build your stamina. Even your squat had a purpose. All those times you got knocked down and got back up. That's you spiritually squatting. Love it. Okay, maybe you didn't get knocked down. Maybe instead, you see it as you had to keep picking yourself back up because there was no one there. Okay, so you're into deadlifts. Good. Squat, deadlift, it both works. A posterior chain. What does it matter? No matter what, you've been gaining strength. However you choose to see the things, the hardships you've been through, all of it serves a purpose to make you stronger in a tangible way. In a tangible way. Damn. I look at all the shit that I've been through just in the past 5 years. Ooh, the degree of fuckery, my God. There was like no end in sight. I mean, it was so severe that I even decided just to like, as a big F you to all those people. And I didn't even initiate anything. That's the thing. Some people will be offended that you exist. Let them be offended. I created these shirts and merch, and this is such a offensive word for people. It's not offensive to me because I didn't grow up with this word. It doesn't mean anything to me. But it was cunt club. No to cyberbullying. Like, no, you're not going to cyberbully me. No. You've seen me be nothing but nice. Yes, that is a very valid part of me. It's a genuine part of me, but you haven't seen the other side. You haven't seen the other side. Be careful with yourself. Don't get your feelings hurt because I tell you, ooh, the snap of my wrist when I go to spank that ass. Oh, where's my... Ah, someone took my attitude adjuster. I don't know where it is. I have a paddle. I have a paddle, and I think as a show of grace and mercy, I'm going to drill some holes in it so that there's less air resistance when I thwack you in the butt, right? I'm just saying. You know? Just, yeah, that's my one show of grace. But that's the thing. You put so much emphasis on the words people use directed at you to speak about you. Who cares what they say? The first time I heard that word, um, I was working security. I was like, I think 19. I was working security and we were doing, I happened to be put on traffic duty. It was Christmas time. And this guy was just like, he was in a van or a truck. I think it was a van. And yeah, I mean, he was just one of those yucky people. Right. And he's like lurching his car forward, lurching his car forward. And I'm like, no, you need to stop. And then he's honking and honking. And my coworker gets on the radio because I have my back to him. Because this guy's like, are you going to run me over? Like, what the hell? And my coworker says, hey, 17, let that side of traffic go. And I was like, okay. So I step out of the way and the guy goes and he honks his horn like really aggressively at me and his windows rolled down and he's like, you fucking cunt. And I was like, you got an attitude problem. And then my coworker gets on the radio and he's like, did he just call you the C word? I was like, I don't know. It sounded like it started with a C. I don't know. Maybe a K. I don't know. And he goes, do you not know what that word means? I'm like, no, I've never heard it before. I was just like, I don't know. Maybe you need to take a shit or something. I don't know. Shit. He's being rude. Ew. Good thing he's gone. I know what the word means. I had never heard that word before. So my coworker was all mad on my behalf. He's offended. He's like, if he comes back, we're calling PD and this and that. I was like, why are you so mad? He goes, because he called you that word. And I was like, I didn't even know what that means. What does it even mean? It don't mean anything to me. It literally doesn't mean, to this day, it doesn't mean anything to me. I was not programmed with the meaning of that word. That should tell you words have no meaning until you give them meaning. Every word that you hear is being interpreted by your mind. It is being filtered through the filters of trauma, childhood, maltreatment, and sometimes good stuff. If everything you hear and see is being first run through the filters of trauma, self-abnegation, you're going to have to change those filters out. You're going to have to change those filters out. And you're going to have to start letting yourself hear things in a different way. These days, if someone were to call me a bitch, I'd be like, I know, right? I totally could be one. Why? Who's talking shit? Did I need to be? Let me know. Let your girl know. Let me know. Am I offended? No. Because to me at this point, every time that I've been called a bitch, it's because I've been assertive and I haven't allowed people to shit on me. So yeah, absolutely. Do you need me to be bitch? Are you trying to cross boundaries? I got a paddle somewhere in this room. I'll find it. You want me to paddle you? First paddle is free. Next paddle, I'll have to charge you. Yeah. And people be like, oh my God, you turn everything into a joke. Because it's kind of a joke for someone to think that they can affect me in ways I do not give them permission to. You see that right there? I assume you're trying to be funny because really, I didn't give you permission to dominate me. That's cute. Yeah, no. No, I'm not afraid of you. I know you're trying to dominate me and cause fear but I'm not scared. So what happens now? You're going to threaten me with physical. Oh, please do. I know how to grapple. And I'm a dirty fighter. Did you also know that I can turn off pain receptors? I won't feel what you're doing to me. And I'll be hyper fixated on subduing you. It's going to be fun for me. For you, not so much. It's probably going to be traumatic. But I mean, God tried to warn you. He gave me horns. He made me a Capricorn. God also tried to protect you by making my horns round back in, right? Right. know your space has nothing to do with mine. And whatever foolery or fuckery you're accustomed to, I know how to negate it. You have no dominion here. And that's just how I live my life. That is how I live my life. You can ask my husband. You can absolutely ask my husband. But no, I'm not foolhardy. To date, I've never initiated some type of fight that he had to partake in because he's with me. No, I'm not. I don't just talk. No, no. When I do talk, though, whoever it is I'm talking to, they understand without any type of question. No, I'm not participating in your game. And there's no way you're going to make me. The only time I'm going to engage you is because I already have found at least 5 ways to beat the shit out of you. At which point, you wanted it. You begged for it. Right? When you live your life in such a way that you can understand, people cannot control you because they literally cannot. That the only time someone has a say is when you allow them the platform to say it, when you give them a lot to them, a portion of your thoughts and existence, emotions. That's the only time they get a say. That is literally the only time they get a say. The only time. The only time. So if you don't want to, then don't give it to them. Don't. I grew up with a person who had a parenting style of intimidation and physical aggression. That was their parenting style. And I remember being a young child and just looking them straight in the eyes and be like, I don't care. So, and then what? Mhm. Yeah. This is not an act. I'm not trying to act big and bad. I'm very direct and very literal. I don't have the capacity to play games like that and exist as a caricature of something that I think people want to see from me. You either see me as I am or create a story and go entertain yourself somewhere else. Live your life with no apologies, especially for those who chose #3. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Allow yourself to really harness your power and your authority over yourself. There is someone that's going to come back from the past. It says, mundane matters aside, retrograde planets are said to be more empathic, and that means that strangely, we are more silently and internally keyed into their energies. This causes unusual and fated meetings and occurrences to happen. You may meet up with someone who you haven't seen in years at a most unexpected place. You may have a conversation with someone with whom you only have a superficial relationship with, when suddenly you connect to that person, causing a much deeper connection. So I think for some of you, it's a 50-50. Some of you will come across a person who they're part of your tribe. They are someone who is very healthy for you. They can see you as you are. They acknowledge and accept. It's a very beautiful thing. And then for others of you, run, Forest. Run, Forest, run. Yeah. You're just going to have to run like your name is Forrest. And yeah. Okay. Because I think for some of you, this is a return of some unnecessary drama, just unnecessary drama. So, one of the ways you can tell if this person from the past is unnecessary drama is that they haven't grown. They're still the same exact person they were when you walked away. This might be an ex, this might be a former friend, someone you lost touch with, who knows? Um, if they seem different, it might be worth pausing and kind of just getting to know them a little bit, getting reacquainted, at the very least, catching up. So that way you can determine what your next move is, whether you're going to let them in or it's time to just completely close that up. It's time to determine, right? You need to pause in order to do that. For others of you, really, like, oh God, they're still the same exact person. Yeah. That's an absolute red flag factory. You can choose to go through it again if you want. There's no right or wrong. If you go through it again, that means you still needed to learn something from that connection. And that's why it was allowed to connect completely. If you choose not to go through it again, that means, well, you've learned what you needed to, and there's no point in wasting your time and your energy. So it's just going to fizzle out. They're going to go their way. You're going to go your way. There's no drama. There's no nothing. It was nice catching up, and you never talk to them again. So don't be afraid. Don't be nervous. This is definitely a period where you're going to reconnect with yourself. And then based on your reconnection with yourself, that's what's going to determine the way you connect with others from the present, others who are still on the way, and also those from your past. So really just really allow yourself to come to terms with what this period is. Your tribe is coming. You're no longer going to be alone. Don't try and rush this. Don't try and force this. For some of you, you're hearing this information and being given advance notice because you need to know not everyone that comes back has your best interest at heart, unfortunately. Don't be so quick because you're so eager. Okay. For others of you, you need to know this because you're so heavily guarded that you're not allowing anything in, and your higher self does not want you to miss on this potential connection. Only you know which one is you. Only you know which message is for you. So start getting honest with yourself, right? There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. There simply is options for you to choose from in regards to how you will learn whatever you're needing to learn. No matter what, you're going to learn. Whatever you choose, you're going to learn. That's not a punishment. It's an opportunity to elevate and expand. It is a gift. So receive your gift. Allow yourself to go through this period and just learn everything you need to learn. Learn it with an open heart and really see how your life begins to blossom. I got to head out. I might just rest. I was going to try and go do some energy scans on TikTok right after this. I just realized I haven't even eaten today. I think I need to go eat and then maybe take a nap. No matter what, at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be in the sanctuary, the soul sanctuary, and we're going to have a little chat. Thank you for the reminder, Lindsay. I'll give you guys a QR code as well as the link in the comments. If you want to be part of this conversation, click on the QR code or the link in the comment and you can join. There's quite a few different updates that Soul is wanting me to share, and that's where I'm going to share it. These are tidbits of information and conversations that I can't be having in a public setting. So I save the most sacred stuff for my community. If you're in the sanctuary already, see you guys at 6 p.m. Did I say 6? 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I can't wait to share with you guys some stuff. Until then, please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you follow me and find me on TikTok. Find me on TikTok. I'm evolving across all social media. I will see you guys again very, very